Which brings us to the sacred object.
The buzzer. That greasy, vibrating plastic coaster.
The sacred puck. I love watching people with these. You're handed this thing and you hold it like it's a Fabergé egg. You just stare at it.
Okay, I want you to picture this. It's like a recurring nightmare for anyone new to the US. You walk into a restaurant, you're hungry, maybe a little jet-lagged, and you see just a sea of empty tables.
It's a ghost town.
Yeah.
Just rows and rows of empty booths.
Exactly. So you, being a logical person, you spot the perfect booth by the window, and you start walking towards it, you're about to slide in, and then all of a sudden it's just panic.
Total panic.
A staff member is literally running at you, waving their arms like you just set off a fire alarm. Whoa, whoa, excuse me, you can't just sit there. And you're just left standing there thinking, what on earth did I do wrong?
Well, in a way you did. You violated the very first unwritten rule.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you didn't grow up with it, that reaction makes absolutely no sense. But you just tried to break the entire machine.
That is exactly what we are getting into today. We've been looking at all these industry guides, training manuals, even some sociological stuff on the hidden script of eating out in America. Because it turns out it is not just about getting food.
Not at all. It's a highly choreographed logistics engine that is disguised as casual friendship.
Disguised as friendship. That's perfect. Because from the second you walk in, you're an actor in a play. And if you don't know your lines, it gets awkward really, really fast.
So let's decode that script for you.
Okay, we have to start at the scene of the crime I just described. The host stand. That first barrier. Why is seating yourself such a huge deal? I see an empty table, why can't I just take it?
It's all about the hidden economy of the floor plan. To you, an empty table is just an empty table. But to the host, who's basically the air traffic controller of the restaurant, that table is a specific piece of real estate.
Real estate.
Assigned to a specific micro-business.
A micro-business? What do you mean?
Think of every server as running their own small business within the restaurant. They have a section. If you just ignore the host and sit yourself down, you might be in the section of a server who's already in the weeds.
In the weeds. I've heard that phrase before.
It's industry talk for completely and totally overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
That server's got 6 other tables, food is dying in the window, a manager is yelling. You sitting there is the last straw.
So I've just completely ruined their night by sitting down.
You have. And meanwhile, there's another server, 3 rows over with 0 tables, making 0 money. The host's job is to balance the workload so the kitchen doesn't crash and everyone gets a fair shot.
So that "please wait to be seated" sign isn't a power trip, it's load management.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Unless you see a sign that explicitly says seat yourself, which is, pretty rare outside of a diner, you have to respect the gatekeeper.
Okay, so let's talk about that first interaction, because the training manuals we saw pointed this out as a big friction point. People often try to treat the host like a concierge or something.
Right, the over-explanation.
Okay, let's role play it. I'm the well-meaning tourist, you're the busy host. Ready?
Go for it.
Hi there. Hello. Yes, it's just me and my friend for now, but we might have a third, a guy named Steve. He might join in about 20 minutes, but he's always late, so we're hoping for a quiet corner, maybe away from the door.
Stop. I've already zoned out. I'm not listening anymore.
Too much information.
Way too much. The host is juggling a wait list, a ringing phone, and 3 servers complaining. They're processing data, not stories. All they need is one thing.
Which is?
2, please.
That's it?
Party of 2. Or first available. That is music to a host's ears. Efficiency is the language they speak.
But then you get the phrase everyone dreads. The host looks at all the empty tables, looks back at you and says, it'll be about a 20-minute wait.
Yes, the phantom wait.
It's infuriating. I can see empty tables right there. Why am I waiting?
A couple reasons. 1, the kitchen might be slammed. If they seat everyone at once, the whole system collapses. 2, that 20 minutes, it's not math. The source material calls this vibes-based estimation.
They're just guessing.
It's a psychological buffer. If they say 20 and seat you in 10, you feel like you won. You're happy. If they say 5 and seat you in 15, you're angry. So they'll pad it. Which brings us to the sacred object.
The buzzer. That greasy, vibrating plastic coaster.
The sacred puck. I love watching people with these. You're handed this thing and you hold it like it's a Fabergé egg. You just stare at it.
And the anxiety, you're thinking, did the battery die? Is it broken? Did they forget about me?
It's a tether. A physical object that proves your place in the queue. And when it finally goes off, That dopamine hit is real. You've been chosen.
It's like winning a tiny, very specific lottery. Okay, so buzzer goes off, you're at the table, act two, the server. And this is where the biggest cultural gap seems to be, the persona.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
We have to talk about what I call the Jessica factor.
The Jessica factor. Okay.
In a lot of places, say Paris or Tokyo, a waiter is a professional. They're polite, efficient, but distant, almost invisible.
Right. They are there to facilitate the meal, not be your friend.
But in America, hi guys, my name is Jessica and I'll be taking care of you tonight. Big smile, lots of eye contact.
She acts like she's genuinely thrilled to see you.
It's what the manuals call a pseudo-personal relationship. The whole model is based on this illusion that Jessica is your new best friend for the next hour.
It's a performance.
It is pure emotional labor. And there's a huge economic reason for it, which we'll get to. But first, notice Jessica's opening move. She introduces herself, then immediately asks a question, and it's almost never, "Are you ready to order food?"
No, it's always, can I start you off with something to drink?
Always drinks first. Why do you think that is?
Well, I always just assumed it was to give me a minute to, read the menu, settle in.
That's the customer-facing reason. The business reason is margin. Drinks have the highest profit margin in the entire restaurant. If Jessica can get an $18 cocktail on the table before you even see the food prices, that's a huge win for the house.
So it's a stall tactic, too.
Totally.
Yeah.
It buys the kitchen time. If you order food right away, you mess up the rhythm. The drinks first loop lets the server get things moving while you relax.
Now, there's a specific trap here with water that a lot of travel guides mention.
And sparkling trap.
I have fallen for this so many times. They ask, still, tap, or sparkling, and you think, ooh, sparkling, that sounds nice.
And you have just non-verbally agreed to buy a $9 bottle of San Pellegrino.
Every single time, and I don't realize it until the bill arrives.
In the U.S., you have to be specific. Tap water is free, it's safe, and it comes with an absurd amount of ice. If you just say water, you might end up with a charge. You have to ask for tap.
Okay, so we've got our free tap water, we're looking at the menu. But now there's this pressure. The sources all talk about a timing window.
Ah, the turn and burn. This is crucial. In much of Europe, that table is yours for the night. You can sit for hours. In the U.S., you are renting that real estate in 90-minute increments.
So if I'm just chatting with my friend for 20 minutes before ordering, my server, Jessica, she's not just annoyed.
She's losing money. Literally, her income depends on turning that table, getting you out, and a new tipping customer in. If you're camping, which is the term for lingering, you are taking money directly out of her pocket.
That creates such a weird tension. It's like, be friendly, relax, but also hurry up.
Relax but fast.
Yeah.
That's the American way.
Okay, so we order, food comes, you're taking your first bite of a huge burger, mouth is full, and suddenly...
How is everything tasting for y'all?
Why? Why do they do it right then? It's literally the single worst possible moment to ask a question.
It feels almost malicious, right? But if you look at the training manuals, this is a rule. It's the 2-minute check back.
It's an actual rule.
It's a hard requirement in most chain restaurants. They have to check on you within 2 minutes of the food hitting the table.
But why? Interrupting a meal is so rude in other cultures.
Because in America, not interrupting is seen as neglect. If the server disappears after dropping off the food, the American diner thinks, "Where'd she go? Doesn't she care if my steak is cooked right?" The interruption is actually part of good service.
So interrupting is how they show they care.
Exactly. And you, the diner, have a scripted response. Let's try it. I'm Jessica, you're eating. How's that steak tasting?
Well, it's actually a little more medium than medium rare, and the seasoning is maybe a bit heavy on the salt.
And it's cut. You feel the test.
I can't give honest feedback.
Not unless the steak is genuinely inedible or cold or the wrong dish entirely. The only socially acceptable answer is a thumbs up and a muffled, "Great, thanks."
Oh, it's not a real question.
It is not a real question, it's a ritual. She needs to check a box in her head that says table 4 is okay so she can go deal with the chaos at table 6. You're breaking the flow if you give her a 5-minute critique.
There's another one of those phrases I found fascinating. When they want to clear your plate, they don't ask if you're finished.
No, they say, "Are you still working on that?"
Working on that. As if eating is a construction project. Yes, I am making good progress on these French fries, thank you.
It says so much about the American mindset, doesn't it? Everything is productivity. Even relaxing is framed as work.
So you finish working, plates are gone, and now we're in the final, most tense act of this play, the check.
The drop. This is where a lot of international visitors feel actively insulted.
Right. Because in most of the world, bringing the bill before it's asked for is the universal sign for get out.
It's the ejector seat button. But here, the server will slide that little leather booklet on the table while you're still finishing your coffee.
And they always say the same thing. No rush, whenever you're ready.
Which is the single biggest lie in the entire service industry.
It feels like a rush.
It is a rush, but it's framed as efficiency. The logic is, I'm empowering you to leave when you want. They're packaging their need to turn the table as a favor to you.
So it's that efficiency disguised as politeness thing again.
It's the theme of the whole experience. No rush absolutely means please pay in the next 5 minutes.
Which brings us to the elephant in the room, tipping.
The tipping layer.
We have to get into the economics of this because it's just baffling to most of the world. Why isn't it optional?
Because of something called the tip credit. In many states, there's a separate, much lower minimum wage for tipped employees. We're talking $2.13 an hour.
$2 an hour? That can't even cover taxes.
It doesn't. The entire system is built on the assumption that you, the customer, are paying the server's actual salary. The tip isn't a bonus. It is the wage.
So if I don't tip,
That server just worked for free, or actually worse than free.
how can it be worse than free?
You tip out. This is the part almost nobody knows. At the end of the night, servers have to pay a percentage of their total sales to the bartender, the bussers, the food runners.
Wait. Based on their sales, not their tips.
Correct. So if you have a $100 meal and you leave a $0 tip, your server might still have to pay $5 out of their own pocket to the support staff for the privilege of serving you.
Wow. That changes everything. It's not just rude to not tip, you're actually costing them money. So what's the math? What's the rule?
20% is the new normal. 15% used to be the standard, but really 20% is the baseline now for I am not a terrible person.
And no one wants to do that math after a glass of wine. Is there a shortcut?
The tax trick. Just look at the sales tax on your bill. In most places, it's between, say, 7 and 10%. Just double the tax amount, and you'll land right in that 20% sweet spot.
Double the tax. That's easy. Okay, but let me play devil's advocate. What if the service was genuinely awful? Can I leave nothing then?
That is what our sources call the nuclear option. Leaving zero is an act of war. It implies something catastrophic happened.
Like they spilled hot soup on you and then insulted your family.
Exactly. If the server was just a bit slow or forgot a refill, you still tip, maybe just 15%.
Yeah.
But you never, ever go to zero unless you want to be remembered as the villain of their shift.
Okay, bill paid, tipped 20%. There's one last social hurdle. The leftovers.
The doggy bag.
Is it tacky? If I'm at a nice place, can I really ask to take half a steak home?
In France.
Nah.
Maybe a little tacky. In the United States, it is practically mandatory, and it's all because of portion distortion.
The sizes are just wild.
They are. A single American entree is often 2 or 3 normal-sized meals.
Yeah.
The restaurants know you're not going to finish it.
So it's not shameful to ask for a box.
Zero shame. In fact, the server will almost always offer before you even have to ask. Want me to box that up for you?
Yeah.
It's part of the value. You paid for it. You get to keep all of it.
One last social dance. The fake wallet reach.
Oh, this is pure theater.
If I'm out with a friend, the check arrives. We have to do the dance.
You have to do the dance. Even if you know your friend is going to pay,
Yeah.
you cannot just sit there. You have to put up a token fight.
Let's act it out. Check is on the table. You're paying. I'm the friend.
Okay. Reaches for the check. I got this.
Weekly reaching for my wallet. Oh, no. Are you sure? Let me at least get the tip.
Don't be silly. My treat.
Well, okay. Thanks so much. I'll get the next one.
And scene. See, it took 4 seconds. But if you hadn't done that little reach, I would have thought you were presumptuous. You have to signal that you were willing to pay.
And you have to say, I'll get the next one.
You have to. It's a social IOU. It implies there will be a next time. It turns a financial transaction back into a relationship.
I love that. Okay, so let's tie this all together. From the host stand panic to the doggy bag. What's the one big takeaway here?
I think it's the tension between 2 opposite ideas. Extreme efficiency and forced intimacy.
Okay.
They need you in and out as fast as possible to make money. But to get the tip that makes the whole system work, they have to perform this act of being your best friend.
So the friendliness is the oil that keeps the factory running smoothly.
That's a perfect way to put it. And once you see that Jessica is performing, that the buzzer is crowd control, it stops being so confusing. It's a very logical, if a little strange system.
Let's finish with a quick decoder ring recap. Rapid fire. I'll give you the phrase, you give me the real meaning.
Let's do it.
Phrase 1. How is everything tasting?
Translation, please say fine so I could leave.
Phrase 2. Can I get you anything else?
Translation, I am bringing you the check now.
Phrase 3. The kitchen is a little backed up tonight.
Translation, I forgot to put your order in 10 minutes ago.
And the big one, no rush.
Translation, please, for the love of God, leave.
It really is a whole other language.
It is. And
Yeah.
honestly, the best advice is just to play along with it.
Embrace the performance.
Totally. When Jessica tells you her name, use it. When the host hands you the buzzer, treat it like a sacred object. Participate in the theater of it all. If you treat the staff like actors playing a really hard role, you'll have a much better time.
Don't fight the system. Tip your 20%, take your leftovers, and enjoy the show.